Today I have a double whammy for you. I'm taking my Tesla Model Y in for repair. There's a couple of issues I have with it. Firstly, the front brakes are super squeaky on this car, and it's been an issue ever since I first got the car. And then secondly, also, it looks like there's an issue with the front grille. It looks slightly warped, so I'm taking it to a brand new Tesla pop-up repair center just outside of Launceston. And then, whilst I'm there, they're going to loan me a brand new Tesla Model Y Standard Edition. So I thought in this video, I would take it out for the day and I can give you my first look, kind of like a mini review. So let's get the car ready, let's get onto it. Normally I would have to drive from St Ives in Cornwall all the way down to Exeter, which is usually around about a 2.5 hour journey for me. So I'm trying out the new pop-up Tesla service centre in Launceston, which means I should get there in around 50 minutes, which is pretty cool. But today is a pretty rainy day, so let's see how we do. So I've arrived just outside of Launceston here at Auto Spray, and this is the pop-up Tesla unit that I'm coming to, so hopefully they can fix my squeaky brakes and the slightly bent grille. So I'm going to hand my car in now. I think they've got a hire car for me, so I think I'm going to head to Launceston. I think that's how you pronounce it, Launceston. I've never been there before, so I'm going to grab a coffee, do some work, and then hopefully come back before the end of the day and collect a fully working Tesla Model Y. So let's take the car in and see how we get on. So my car is now dropped off. Hopefully it will come back with some nice sounding brakes, no more squeaks, and a fixed front bumper. Now actually that Tesla drop-off kind of pop-up destination is actually one of the first in the country. What Tesla are doing is they're looking for areas where they don't have a service center and then creating these pop-ups, so customers like me don't have to drive maybe a 2-3 hour journey to Exeter. Instead, something within maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. It took me about 50 minutes to get there, which is really good. So they're in a Tesla approved center. So if you're ever in an accident, they're actually approved to do body work, repairs from Tesla. So a really good place to drop it off. It looks really nice inside actually. And then they've given me the standard Model Y. Now I've been inside the car before. I've sat inside one, checked it out at Exeter, but I've never actually driven one. So today they're giving me this as the loaner car for the day. So in this video as well, I'll give you my kind of first impressions. Not quite a review, I'm not gonna have it for that long. Maybe I'll do 50 to 100 miles today. But I'll give you my first impressions, just in case you're thinking of getting this standard Model Y. Now I've driven it up the road here and actually quite smooth, quite nice. A few little rattles here and there, but yeah, some big changes. I mean, the biggest one for me that I know straight away is obviously no glass roof, which does make it a little bit dark in here compared to my white Model Y with the glass roof, which is, you know, super bright. But, you know, the overall feel, screen, steering wheel, seats, look nice and comfortable. It's actually pretty nice, pretty good. And, you know, it doesn't feel like a cheap car by any means. It's still nice. And actually the materials used in the seats feel nice, huge amount of room here, and it's quite quiet. I think that is actually helped by the glass roof not being there. It kind of softens some of the other sounds. But anyway, let's take a drive and we'll see what we think. So I actually had some work to do today, but you know me, I love to explore a new place, and this is Launceston. I'd stopped just over the border from Launceston with about an hour to spare. First of all, I walked a lap of the town first, then dropped into the town centre, up lots of little steep streets, and had a proper look at all of the churches around. It's a really beautiful and very clean town centre, and even on this fairly grey, rainy day, it was very pretty. The St Mary Magdalene is the one to look at. The whole outside is carved out of granite 500 years ago, all by hand. And then I had a coffee at Liberty Coffee, which I would happily go back for. And then before heading back to the car, I finished up
just for a little walk around the castle. It's a Norman keep on a great grassy mound looking out over the countryside and the town, which was once the capital of Cornwall. And then right on cue, the rain came in, so it was time for a little more driving.
Okay, so I've been driving this Model Y standard edition now for about the last 40 miles, and I've got to say, I'm actually quite enjoying it. When I first heard about this model, all the months back when it was kind of launched, if I'm honest, those of you who watch the channel, you'll know, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I thought Tesla had cheaped out too much. They'd removed too much from the car. You know, the panoramic roof that I love, the light bar that they're just redesigned. And I felt like they were taking too many things away from this car for it to be a good car. Well, I'm going to take back that opinion now, because this is actually a pretty great car. And the reason for that is it feels like I'm in my car. It really doesn't feel that much different to my car at all. You get all the same tech, all the same space, and it just works really, really nicely, and you save a ton of money. So I think if you are on the fence about the standard Model Y, and this is the sort of budget range you're in as well, or you have a family or dogs and things like that, I think this is actually a really, really good car. You get 95% of the experience I get from my Model Y all-wheel drive premium car. Doesn't feel hugely different. Now, what I will say is, yes, I do prefer having the panoramic roof. I prefer the premium materials, although I think these are still pretty good. The speaker system is a little bit better in mine, but this one's still very, very good. And mine's a little bit quicker, but this is still a very nippy car. I think, you know, if you're coming from a regular car that does 0 to 60 in like 7 to 12 seconds, this feels rapid, and you still get that acceleration as you're driving. You know, so if you're at 40 miles an hour and you need to overtake, you still get the power right then and there. Now, the ride is very comfortable, and I think it's actually a lot quieter on the inside than I expected it to be. So actually, interior-wise, I don't have a huge lot of problems with the interior at all. On the exterior, yeah, I do prefer the light bar, if I'm honest. What do you think? But I think when you go for this kind of colour, these dark colours, you don't really notice it. You know, I don't think the average person would even notice the light bar being there or not. So that's just a personal preference. I mean, some people wouldn't be fussed about that at all. Now, one area I'm not keen on actually is this sort of front area. I do feel like they've really cheapened out here. It's almost bare and very basic inside. And this thing, listen to that. It feels very, very cheap, and it doesn't almost fit in that well. Also, there's no soft close. When you just close it, it just slams shut, which actually is kind of good, because on my car I have to really push it down, and if you're wearing rings and things, I'm always worried about scratching the car. But, you know, it's a small issue, to be honest. That's something you're going to look at, you know, once every 4 weeks when you get a charging cable out or you stick something in there. So not a huge issue. I just think Tesla could have spent a couple of more quid and just improved that interior, just covered it up a little bit so that you don't get leaves and things like that. You know, even in my car, I've had to have the radiator cleaned out twice. Well, my Model 3, not the Model Y yet, because it was just filling up with leaves and debris and blocking that. So I think that's definitely going to do it in there, because there's nothing to stop anything getting behind all of those parts. But yeah, not bad at all. Just something I thought I'd let you know about. One thing that's really good in the boot space, of course, you get the same amount of boot space as I get in my Tesla Model Y Premium. You get all the front space as well. So if you've seen my video about camping in the Model Y, you can watch that by clicking up here or checking out the link in the description. You can still camp in this car if that's something you want to use it for. All good in the back. The only thing I don't like is they've put the cup holder as part of the middle seat. So if you're a passenger and you want to use the cup holders, you have to put that middle seat down, and it means you just have like a hole that looks towards the boot of the car, or you can look into the boot of the car, which, you know, again, isn't great. I think they could have improved that a little bit. Other than that, you still get the electric open and close, which is really nice. It sounds about the same and works very well. All in all that said, this is still a great car, and I'm enjoying driving it. I think my car's going to be ready in about half an hour or so, so I think I'm going to carry on driving and then head back to Lifton. So I've just got back from Tesla. They've done all of the jobs. So the first thing was they've replaced the brake pads and discs. Apparently there is a bit of an issue, the guy was saying, and I think, as I said, if you watch my Tesla Model Y performance video or the rear wheel drive video I did, they both had squeaky brakes as well. I thought it was just because they were kind of like press cars, you know, might be a bit overused. My car had the same issue, and when I went on the Tesla Reddit forums, a couple of the Facebook groups, a few of you were also saying the same thing. So if you have got that issue where you're pulling up, it doesn't always happen every day, but if you're pulling up to traffic lights and it's super squeaky, definitely let Tesla know, because they will fix it for you. And so far so good, it seems to be working. The next thing is the front grille that I mentioned. So they took the whole bumper off the car, unclipped it, clipped it back on, and he says it's done. And to me, that still looks slightly warped. Now, I was hoping there would be some other Model Y Junipers around in the car park so I could just compare them, because I'm sure this was straight before. And now it's warped. But let me know in the comment section below, if you've got the new Model Y Juniper with this grille, is yours completely straight, or does it warp and bend out slightly on the left-hand side? Let me know. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the little mini review of the Model Y Standard. Let me know if you're thinking of getting one. And I'm going to start recording now the full review of this car. Now I've done 5,000 miles, I've fixed all of the issues, and I've done a load of road trips. So that video will be coming up in the next few weeks. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.